They've been robbing from the rich, but I don't think they've been giving to the poor. Welcome to LEGO Tavern Talk. Today we're going to talk about the Forestmen faction, and again, the spirit of these green-clad archers. I'm wearing my Forestmen t-shirt from Brick Monarch shop. The Forestmen are the third faction in LEGO's revamped castle theme. From 1987 to 2021, LEGO stuck with the name Forestmen. But in 2022, in Lion Knight's castle, LEGO changed the name to Forest Guardians. We learn much about them through LEGO magazines. They are a merry band of skilled archers. They enjoy good food and good times. And in 2022, LEGO dropped more information on the box of the Lion Knight's castle. They are lovers of nature and guardians of the forest. These honorable outlaws have chosen life away from the castle and its bustling surroundings. However, the forest people are not without their secrets. They are often spotted in and around the castle. What they are up to remains a mystery. We can also infer they did not get along with the other factions. Some images show them scaling the castle walls of the Black Falcons and Black Knights. The Forestmen were also seen freeing their own or keeping tabs on the other factions. Unlike the other factions, there is some deeper lore that can be found. First off, there is an actual named leader of this faction. In multiple magazines, it mentions Robin Hood, and in this commercial, the Forestmen go to rescue Robin Hood.
Come on, Robin, let's get to the catapult.
The UK sets even featured Robin Hood in the set names. For example, 6054 Forestmen's hideout in the US is called Robin Hood's Tree Hideaway in the UK. And 6066 Camouflaged Outpost in the US is called Robin Hood's Secret Cave in the UK. So it can definitely be confirmed that he is a part of this faction. Something I find particularly interesting is we actually get a location where the Forestmen are based out of. In the comic series Captain Indigo, in the spring of 1988, the adventurers end up running into the Forestmen. Their leader, Robin Hood, explains that they are in Sherbert Forest. This is definitely a play on the famous Sherwood Forest. Now, this is not mentioned in any other spot, but because there's so little information about this period, I personally believe that this is canon. One note, in many instances, the Forestman and his merry band is referenced. My guess is that the Forestman is Robin Hood and his merry band is the Forestmen. The faction's design is heavily influenced by the legend of Robin Hood. They always had a green torso. Many torsos featured a red, black, or blue collar. Others were printed with a pouch on the belt and a V-shaped neckline. The Forestmen also wore green or brown feathered caps. Most of them were armed with a bow and arrow. The original Robin Hood wore a torso with a red printed collar, a brown hat, and had a bow and quiver. One figure that stood out compared to the others is the Forest Woman figure. Besides her unique printing, she was the only female figure in this faction and added to the world building. The Forestmen theme started in 1987 with the Camouflaged Outpost. There would be another 6 sets, with the last one being released in 1990. The cool thing about the Forestmen sets was that their buildings were all hideouts built into trees and hills to blend in with the landscape. Even their main base was a castle resembling an abandoned fortress. One point to note is that all the trees were built using black parts rather than brown. This was because brown parts did not have this wide range of parts during this time period. Instead of having siege weapons, they had carts with secret areas to smuggle figures or plunder. During this time, they also appeared in a few sets and other LEGO Castle themes, including 6103 Castle minifigures and 6042 Dungeon Hunters, where a Forestman was being captured by the Crusaders. 6 years after the last Forestman set was released, a similar faction appeared called Dark Forest. While this faction has never been confirmed to be its own separate faction from the Forestmen, I will be treating them as different factions. They are worth noting because they did use the same symbol on their shields as the Forestmen. The Forestmen wouldn't show up again until 2009, where one appeared in a Vintage Minifigure Collection Volume 4. In 2010, the Forest Woman would appear in a Vintage Minifigure Collection Volume 5. In 2010, LEGO also brought back the Forestmen in the first line of the CMF series. This figure was called Forestman, but was also known as Robin Hood.
Including, but not limited to, Robin Hood, Mermaid Lady.
So I can guess from that, and the fact that the leader of the Forestmen is Robin Hood, that this figure is the leader of the Forestmen faction. Taking inspiration from the classic Forestmen, LEGO expanded upon it to make this figure fit for the modern age of castle. In the 2012 edition of the Vintage Minifigure Collection, the Forest Woman was reissued for Volume 3 and the Forestman was reissued for Volume 4. In 2013, the Forest Maiden was released in Series 9 of the CMF line. In the Forest Maiden's official LEGO bio, she is described as a member of the Forestman's merry band. She can slip silently into the trees and shadows to disappear from sight. She was another great addition to round out the faction. Her shield does have a logo of a tree on it, but maybe that logo was unique to her or another symbol the Forestmen had on their bigger shields. In 2021, the LEGO Designer Bricklink program dropped a limited Castle in the Forest set. This set is an homage to the classic 90s Forestmen sets. It even came with stickers with the classic Forestmen shield logo on it. To celebrate 90 years of LEGO, in 2022, LEGO brought back 6054, Forestmen's Hideout, and revamped it for 40567, Forest Hideout. Also, Forestmen were added to another 90th anniversary set, Lion Knight's Castle. They took the old designs of the faction and did a new printing job on the torsos to help bring this faction to a new generation. The Forestmen were beloved for many reasons, but one of the big reasons was because it added a new level of play to a castle fan. Just like the Wolfpack, they did not have massive castles and siege works. They were almost like a civilian element to castle. Before we end this tale, let me quickly tell you about this video's sponsor, Brick Monarch Shop. They make amazing LEGO merchandising, including shirts with classic LEGO themes on it, including Castle in Space. Just like this Forestman shirt I'm wearing. But they also have wall signs like the two behind me. And on top of that, they have decals and LED desk lights. And if you want to save on your purchase, you can click the link down below and use code BRICKING10 at checkout for 10% off your purchase. And that'll do it for this tale of Tavern Talk. Come back and join me when you want another thrilling tale, or another pint of castle knowledge.